hope y'all are doing fantastic. Welcome to Christmas week. Can y'all believe it? Christmas is on Saturday. We are less than a week away. So let me start off before my normal start and just say happy holidays to all of y'all. Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate it. Happy Kwanzaa to those who celebrate it. Merry Christmas as well. And if there's any other holidays I'm leaving out, sorry about it, but I hope everyone enjoys this next couple of weeks. Such a magical time of the year. Now let me start the way I always do. SKD 143. I love my wife. I love my kids. I love all of y'all out here. And I am so happy to be out here this evening. As some of y'all know, I'm just getting this out of the way and then move on. As some of y'all know, I didn't do much of a show last week. It consisted of about a minute long, right? It was a quick little show. Unfortunately, such a weird deal. Right before we did the show, we were going to go ahead and feed our dog Daisy so that she'd be all nice and full and able to just relax and everything else. When we got the food ready to serve her, called her in to eat, and she got up and she started wobbling around a little bit. Eventually sat back down on the carpet and just acted like something was going on. We started checking her a little bit more. She just seemed out of it. And we eventually said, we got to take her in and get something's going on. Something is weird going on this evening. So grabbed her. I quickly came out here and said, a minute or so, I got to go take the dog to the emergency vet. We got everything ready. I grabbed her over my shoulder. We raced out the door. And unfortunately, in the 15, 20 minutes it took to drive to the emergency vet, she passed away right in the back of the car, sitting there. I was holding her while Sharon drove, and we don't know if it's a heart attack, something going on, circulation. Don't know. But you know what? As horrible as it was, it made for a tough evening, as y'all can imagine. But the good thing was she was surrounded by us. Which was important. She was an older dog. She was 10 or 11 years old, so she lived a good, long life. She was an indoor dog, and she fit in perfectly here. She loved every bit of it. So she you don't ever want that to happen, but it's one of those things. Life goes on. Not going to forget her. Never will forget her dog, Daisy. But, yeah, unfortunately, we lost Daisy Monday night. So, needless to say, I wasn't doing the show, and I know y'all understand. It was a tough. It's tough to always, a man's best friend. It's not they don't say that just for nothing. So it was difficult, and I appreciate all of y'all's support. It was she did well. She had a fantastic family, and we had a fantastic dog, and we got along well with each other. So there you go. Hey, she even made it on to CBS because she was in one of the photos that I got when I won HOH. So if you look close enough on one of the episodes, you actually got to see our dog on TV, on primetime TV. So that's kind of cool. She had her own little celebrity status. I don't know. Did she tell the other dogs that she bark in the backyard? Say, yeah, y'all are nothing. I was on TV for a few minutes back in 2019. Yeah, she may not have known about it, but maybe. You never know what these dogs talk about, right? Maybe just as well we don't know. But anyway, so there it goes. I don't want to spend the whole hour talking about it. It was a tough Monday, but she lived a good life, so we'll live it at that. Leave it at that. All right, who else out here? Got to check all that. Brian Hostetler. Hey, Brian, how are you doing? Elisha as well. Mark Taylor, Linda Acuff. Merry Christmas to all of y'all. Patty W, David Buchanan, Michelle Moore, Amanda Lowe, Paula Scar. All my friends are out here. Lori Lyon, David Mana, Joyce Grinstead, Paula Scar, Patty, Julia Shepard, Marthika Nard. I'm missing these rich. Lawrence Santiago, Rich Cat, Ranch, Ms. Fire. Is that Fire? You have to tell me. I'm not good at reading emojis and all of that. But what's amazing, I recognize pretty much every single name of those out there. So thank y'all so much. It means so much getting the support that I do from y'all. So thank you for that. All right, let's see. Thank you. I know a lot of people are out here saying that, condolences and such for the dog. I appreciate it. I do. And yeah, they are part of the family. They're animals, but that doesn't mean that they aren't part of the family. So I appreciate all of that. Lauren Santiago, will this post Super Bowl Celebrity Big Brother 3 be the highest rated Big Brother episode ever? Well, Lawrence, I didn't realize. I guess I hadn't thought about it. Is it going to be on same night as the Super Bowl or immediately following the Super Bowl? If so, That's pretty cool. Yeah, they're going to get a lot of people watching. Watching the Big Brother, Celebrity Big Brother, if that's the case. I'm so excited to hear who may or may not. Well, I don't care who's not going to be on there. I want to hear who's going to be on Celebrity Big Brother, and they haven't released it yet, but surely before too long, right? It's going to be a lot of fun. So what's been going on? I said, oh, Ma's out here as well. Ma didn't holler at your name earlier. I may have missed it. So Ms. Fire. There, you gotta tell me, is that Ms. I'm gonna call you Fire until you tell me differently. But how is Hearts of Reality? We're gonna talk about that because that was a blast. Mark Taylor saying, "Congrats to my girl Casey for winning the challenge." Oh yeah, you know what? I was gonna talk about Survivor and I completely forgot about the challenge. They both had their finale on the same night. Yeah, Casey won the challenge. She deserved it. She almost won last year. And if any of y'all didn't know that yet, and we're trying to avoid spoilers, I'm sorry. I already screwed it up. I'm about 5 minutes in this show. Y'all know me. I try not to do spoilers, but I feel once you get to the end of the season, I think it's perfectly fine to talk about Survivor, the challenge, once it's over. So if you don't want to know it's spoilers on Survivor either, you may want to turn the volume down for a little bit. But yeah, Casey won it. Casey and CT, man, CT won twice in a row. That was so cool. I loved it. And Casey almost won last year, and then she messed up her leg and had to get surgery and all that. I met Casey. Well, I'd met her before, but I met her at the boxing competition, which was in August. So they had already won this the challenge for the season and filmed it. And she was there, and Fessy was there, and I got a little inside scoop. I heard about Fessy getting booted because he put hands on another contestant, and was it Josh? No, I can't remember who it was. But anyway, so I'd heard a little of his stories. Casey was there with Nani, and little Birdie told me a few times that maybe Casey had won this thing. But yeah, that was cool. I've got some pictures of Casey and Nani both. It was me and Nick and Casey and Nani all sitting at a table eating lunch together. So yeah, I'm really happy for her. It was I like the challenge. It's such a those competitions are so tough. But yeah, congratulations to KC and CT for winning the challenge. And congratulations, Survivor Season 41. Erica wins Survivor. Did y'all see that coming? Because I'll be real honest and say I didn't. I thought it was going to be a Xander winning that thing. Which, how cool. Cool. Coincidental would have been if Big Brother, the winner, was Xavier, and Survivor, the winner, was going to be Xander. How many X names starting with X are there to begin with, right? But now I thought it was going to be Xander. It didn't happen. It was a cool season. I enjoyed the season. It's weird having them only on an island for 26 days. It just felt like everything was a little bit rushed. But I love the season. I absolutely love the cast. Even the people who went home the first week or two were just fantastic people. I was hoping I'd see some of them at Hearts of Reality, but not a single one came. And I think it's I bet CBS said, yeah, you can't show up anywhere until we announce who the winner is. So I didn't get to meet and talk to any of them. But next year, I'm looking forward to it next year. Fantastic cast. I loved every bit of it. Some of the twist, maybe a little too powerful for what I would like to see. When you can smash an hourglass and make people who thought they were immune suddenly at risk, make people who are at risk suddenly immune, that was a lot of power that Erica had on that island, which, it's a lot of power. If you win the power, well, I still think it's a lot of power, but at least if you win the power, you can say, well, you're entitled to it. Erica basically gained that power only because she was the person that no one wanted to team up with. Well, they drew rocks, right? So it was a bit of a random. She didn't gain the power because she was such a strong competitor or she found the adventure. It's just kind of luck of the draw, which made that twist a little more powerful for my taste. But having said all that, I love the season. It was fantastic, and it was cool. First Canadian winner, which was kind of neat. I hadn't really even realized until I did the discussion, the preview of this season, that they allowed Canadians to play in Survivor. So now they can. So David Buchanan, Angie Hung, a few of y'all up there north of the border. Hey, you know what? It's time to see y'all on the TV screen, maybe. But yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed the season, and I was surprised that Xander didn't get at least a couple of votes. I was thinking he'd at least get votes from Nasir and Tiffany. Tiffany was on the same tribe to start with Xander, and I thought maybe those two would vote for him. I don't know if it's just a matter of there were a few bitter jurors in there. There's one or two people I think may have been a little upset with Xander that wanted to vote elsewhere. So I don't know if it was a little bit of bitter jurors, or did CBS just not give us a very good edit of all the work that Erica was really doing? Maybe they tried to credit up Xander a little bit more, and while the people out there just saw him as having that idol, and because he had that idol, no one wanted to go after him, or at least they were scared to go after him, and so he just kind of coasted from week to week to week, which made it for an easier season for him than maybe some other people. But now, if you're someone going on in the next season or two, you got to be thinking, if I look too comfortable because of idols and advantages I have, does that just ruin my resume at the end that people aren't going to give me enough respect? Erica was on the bottom. There were several times. It was Deshaun and Danny were talking about throwing competition just to boot her early in the season. So she was fighting from day number one to survive, and maybe that shined through with and gained a lot of respect from the voters that we didn't always see on the edit itself. So yeah, no disrespect to Erica at all. She deserves it. I really thought any one of those final four deserved to get the win. So congratulations to her. Marv saying a great recap. Xander screwed up when he opened his mouth. What do you think? I thought Xander did well on the very first question. I think Danny asked a question. What did he about first quarter, second, third quarter? And I thought Xander did okay. Talk about what he had done at different stages of the game to survive and to do well in the game. So I thought he did well on the first question that we saw. But then there were some other questions about social awareness. How aware were you of what was going on with other people? And I think people, he talked down to some people's game that I think people maybe got a little upset about or a little perturbed that he wasn't giving people respect that maybe they thought he should. So, yeah, he didn't do a great job maybe in terms of some of the question answers. And here's the other deal. In Big Brother, you only get a minute and a half or so to talk. In Survivor, we saw, 5-10 minutes worth of conversation. Who knows how many questions were actually asked that we may not have even seen that helped lead to this decision or not. So, yeah, I don't think he handled the final tribal really well. But also remember, Xander's 20 years old. And nothing, I know some of y'all are younger as well. Nothing against that age. It's just maybe Xander didn't have as much experience talking to a lot of different people of different ages and groups and everything else. So, yeah, it just didn't work for him the way he wanted to. But I love the season itself. So, Misfire. Yeah, Misfire is mentioning something that I've seen as well. Survivor Australia is starting in February of 2022. I gotta say, I watched a few episodes of Survivor Australia when Russell Hantz was on there. I've never watched Survivor Australia other than those few episodes, but I may be watching this coming up spring because, in addition to all the Australians who I likely won't know, there's going to be one person who I do know, and that is Sandra Diaz. Yes, Sandra's going to be on Survivor Australia. Not just her, but also her daughter, Finny. I'm probably messing up her name. But anyway, Sandra and her daughter are going to be playing together as a team. It's some kind of blood versus water. We had something like that on Survivor a few years back. Maybe a little longer than that now, but where we had relatives playing with each other. Remember Rupert and his wife, and Tyson, and was it his girlfriend or his wife, I think? I hope it wasn't his sister or something. But anyway, several people playing together. Culpeppers played together. So they're going to have something like that in Australia. Sandra's getting ready to play, which is so cool because here's the deal. I met Sandra for the first time at Hearts of Reality. Maybe we ought to go ahead and talk about Hearts of Reality. I met Sandra at Hearts of Reality last weekend. I was so excited to tell y'all about it, and then things happened. But when Sandra first showed up, when I first showed up at the hotel, I saw Elaine Stott. It's like, oh, Elaine. I talked to Elaine. It's so cool from Survivor. It's like, oh, my gosh, this is going to be amazing. Well, then Sandra walks in, and I was too nervous really to talk to Sandra. It's like, oh, shut up. I'll wait and talk to her a little bit. She's a queen, right? So I didn't talk to Sandra then, but a little bit later, the next day, someone had won an auction to have coffee with me, which is kind of cool. It's all about raising money for Give Kids the World and all that. So I was going to the little downstairs coffee house to have some coffee. And here's Sandra standing outside because she's getting ready to do some breakfast or something with someone. And she pointed at me and she said, Cliff, I know who you are. It's like, oh my God, the queen, Sandra knows who I am. Suitably impressed. I'm just proud that I was able to actually carry on a coherent conversation after hearing her actually know who I was. That was amazing. So anyway, so we talked a little bit and had fun. She's just a really nice, very down to earth person. But did the weekend. We'll talk some more about it. But when it came time Sunday to go to the airport to fly back home, we had a driver that was helping transport people back and forth. So I get in the car. Well, guess who else is in the car with me driving to the Orlando airport? Sandra and Sarah Lucina. Also, I remember Sarah. She played with Tony. She was a police officer. Yeah, another legend, another icon. So I'm sitting there with Sandra and Sarah, just talking about life in general and everything else, and how surreal. Who would have thought before I went on Big Brother back in 2019 that at any point ever in my life I would just be sitting in the car just chatting away with a couple of Survivor superstars. It was cool. I was fanboying a little bit all weekend long while I was there, so it's cool. But the whole time I talked to Sandra, she never said a word about going on any other reality shows, about going on Survivor, or anything else. Little did I know that she was going home from Hearts Reality, turning right around, getting on the airplane, flying to Australia, apparently. So I wouldn't have told me either. I wouldn't have told anyone if I was her. You can't spoil the surprise. But I'm going to watch Survivor. I'm going to be cheering her on. It is going to be so cool. All right, before I go into more Hearts Reality, let me look at this real quick, see if I missed anything. What do you think? The best fire challenge ever? Lots of actions. Mark said, yeah, I love that fire challenge. Oh my gosh, between Deshawn and Erica, Deshawn and Heather, it's phenomenal. It was really cool. So let's see what else we have on here. We've got Rich Cat Ranch. I'd love to know if your family has any fun or weird traditions. All right, we'll talk about that before we go on to Hearts of Rowdy. Yes, and Amanda Lowe, do y'all celebrate Christmas at your house? Yes, we do. We typically do Thanksgiving at my mom's house, where my extended family is, and all that. But Christmas, we've always tried to keep it at home with the kids and Christmas trees and Santa, and we wake up early, and we'll typically turn it on to the TV to have the Yule log playing or something. And yeah, it's just Christmas. We've always tried to keep very, very family oriented. Now down here in Texas, y'all know the Texas Longhorns, right? I went to A&M, but still we got the Texas Longhorns, and they tend to have Bevo, their mascot. They'll put on the Longhorn Network. They'll put it on the TV, and so every once in a while we'll turn it over to Bevo, and we'll pretend like that in nature and everything else while we're celebrating. Because I went to A&M. Sharon went to A&M. My son went to A&M, but Kelly, my daughter, went to University of Texas. So we kind of flip back and forth. We'll show Bevo some on there. We'll go find the channel and show the Aggie mascot as well, Reveille. Yeah, it's a lot of fun watching Bevo on a Sunday morning. But weird traditions. I don't know. Do we have any weird traditions? I can't really think of too many. I've got one. All right, I'll tell you about this. Some people have Christmas trees with all kinds of fancy ornaments and everything else, right? Our Christmas tree is as personalized as it comes, because every ornament we put on there has some special significance, some special meaning. All the ornaments that our kids made as they were growing up, we've got on there. Some of them are just little popsicle sticks making Christmas trees. Some of them are pictures of them when they were in grade school. We've got ornaments from when we went to different vacations and trips and things like that. So everyone has their own special ornaments, and we put it up. So it's a very personalized tree. Now for my ornament, the one that maybe is a little bit the most special kind of ornament for me, I'll show you. Funny that you should ask about traditions on it. All right, here you go. Can y'all see this? It's kind of bright with the light. I think that's okay. All right, this ornament doesn't look like much of anything, right? It's just a little angel made out of cloth and everything. this, and if my mom's on here, I haven't seen her yet, but this was on either my baby book, or I think maybe my first confirmation book or outfit they had me on. So it was something from when I was a little baby. Someone had given this to my parents, and so they turned it into an ornament. And so every year, so this thing is what, 56 years old or so. So every year we get this little handmade angel and put it up on a tree. So this is kind of my personalized ornament that I've got. And again, my kids have some. Sharon's got some. We all have our ornaments that we put up every single year. So it's cool. Our tree is, again, it's just a very personal tree. It doesn't have any of those fancy ornaments. It's all mismatched from over the years, which is kind of cool. Now, the other tradition we've got, and I can't show it to y'all because it's over on the other side, but we've got stockings. And these aren't little stockings. They're pretty big stockings that we've got. My mom made all the stockings for us. She made them for my brothers and myself when we were kids, because she's always just a seamstress, a sewer, and all that. So she made stockings with sequined Santa Clauses and Christmas trees on the front and everything else. So she made them for my brothers and I. And then when I got married, she actually took some of the fabric from my wife's bridesmaids dresses and used that, because her bridesmaids were green, and used that to make a stocking for Sharon with Santas on the front and everything. And then when my kids were born, she made stockings for them as well. So all the stockings we've got here in the fireplace were made by my mom. So incredibly special. And yeah, it's just Christmas is all about sharing everything with family and being together with family. So that's our weird traditions. Now, our weird traditions we'll save up for when we later go up and visit with the extended family. And then we'll have the same old competitions we always do. Who can chew the most candy from someone's stocking? Who can eat the most sweet potatoes out of whatever someone challenges someone else? There's not a whole lot of people who say no to a dare from my extended family. So there you go. All right, Ms. Fire saying, is this the last Cliff Notes episode of 2021? I don't know. We may do one next Monday. That'd be the what's that? The 27th. I may try to squeeze it in. Haven't really thought about it, to be honest, but yeah, I'll probably try to do something. If not, I'll let you know. But yeah, we may get one more in, because I want to hear about y'all's holidays. In fact, give me any of y'all's weird traditions, any of y'all's weird or fun Christmas traditions as well, and I'll try to read them on here on the comments themselves. And Amanda saying, yeah, do you celebrate Christmas at home, or do you travel like Thanksgiving? Now, travel on Thanksgiving, stay at home for Christmas itself. So we've got that. Patty W, will Australia Survivor be on regular TV? Well, it'll be on regular Australian TV, which doesn't do us a lot of good over here in the States or in Canada, right? Yeah, it takes a little doing, and I don't want to be accused of being a hacker or anything else. I don't know how to find it yet. I'll get on the computer and see if they put it out on YouTube or elsewhere. I don't know. I don't know how to find it for certain, but I'm gonna see if I can't track it down to watch it. Ma saying is late because she had band concert. Well, you know, a band concert probably a little bit more important than this. A whole lot of it important. That is the most fun part of Christmas, I think, is just we go by the school, we see everyone for the band concerts. We've had some carolers, going around. You go to the malls, and everyone, the Salvation Army has the folks ringing the bells outside all the stores. I'm not a huge fan for the crowds. Oh, the shopping, the crowds are not my favorite, but that sound of all the people shopping, and I don't know, there's something about all the music and all that. We put up our tree a little earlier and had the Christmas music playing. I'm a little bit worried because I use Spotify, and we played music all night long, Christmas music. I'm worried that now the whole rest of the coming up year, Spotify is just going to keep trying to play Christmas songs, because it's going to say, well, obviously it's his favorite. He played 18 hours of it over the past couple of days, so let's just keep throwing it. It's going to be Easter. It's going to be 4th of July, and I'm still going to be hearing Christmas music showing up just because of all our Christmas. Maybe, I don't know. Hopefully Spotify's got some algorithms that fix that right. So we'll see. Mark Taylor, do you know when the next challenge season is going to start in 2022? Not a clue, but Lord knows they got enough of those seasons, so I figure probably sometime next spring. But I don't know yet. It'll be, we shall see. All right. Let's see. Ma saying, why do you have an echoing? I don't know. If I'm echoing, I don't know. I'm sorry about that, guys. If it's too bad, let me know and I'll see if I can fix it. But I don't know. Rich Cat Ranch. Have you ever been to South Lake, Texas? You should visit. Here's the Rich Cat Ranch. South Lake Carroll has a heck of a football team, right? Is it the Dragons? I think South Lake Carroll Dragons. Not. Yes, I've been to South Lake. I don't know if I know anyone there. I've never actually, spent a lot of time there, but certainly I've passed through and I know all about the area and the football and all of that. We love our football here in Texas. We just got through with our playoffs. They had up to 45,000 people show up for the state finals in football, which is more than a lot of the NFL teams have had here recently. So, yeah, it's great. Yeah, but and that's high school, and I'm not talking college or anything. High school football, 42,000 people showing up. Rich Cat Ranch talked about South Lake Carroll. I think they built a stadium. There's several school districts that built stadiums that just hold tens of thousands of people. You have to buy season tickets. There's a waiting list to get on season tickets. It's crazy down here. All right, let's see what else. Mandelo, have you ever been to the Alamo? I'm a Texan, right? I mean, yeah, there's a law in Texas that you have to take your kid to the Alamo within the first year, or they don't get their Texas citizenship papers, right? Yeah, well, maybe not quite, but it's about that. Yeah, I've been to the Alamo so many times. I've gone with families. My son was in Boy Scouts, and we did biking around there and hiking trails around the Alamo, and yeah, I know every nook and cranny of the Alamo. I know the history. It's I kind of laugh about Texans. You have to go there and all that, but it kind of is important. And do other states do this? We have Texas history. When I was in seventh grade, we had to take Texas history. It may not be still seventh grade, maybe slightly different, but we had to take a year of Texas history, and we learned everything about the Alamo and seen all the movies. I've been there, walked all the routes, and yeah. I've been to the Alamo a lot of times. And Ma saying, have you ever watched Friday Night Lights? Yeah. Ma, here's the thing. I didn't just watch Friday Night Lights. I lived it. All right. I used to live out in West Texas. I lived in Midland, which was the huge rival of Odessa Permian, which is what Friday Night Lights, that's the school they all talk about. Odessa and Midland are about 10 miles apart from each other. And we lived out there for several years. Friday nights, all the towns would shut down, and we'd watch all the people show up to the football games and all of that. My brothers both played Odessa Permian a couple times while they were playing football. So, yeah, that show wasn't exaggerating too much about the way football is out there. It was a lot of people very passionate about the football. So, yep, I've seen it and I've lived it both. Actually, I got the Ballinger, I think is who wrote the book. I got him to sign the book. He was out in Midland, Odessa when the book first came out, and I bought it and got him to sign it. So I got that somewhere. I need to look that up. All right, let's see what else. Have I been to Alamo? When my kids were little, we made sugar cookies every year for Christmas, and the cookies were made into the letters of their names. My oldest son's name is Ty, so he always felt ripped off. Oh, that's pretty cool tradition, though. I like that. So you kind of personalize the cookies and all that. We used to, when our kids were younger, we would take some cookies, but we also would make reindeer feed, and we go put it out in the front yard so the reindeer would make sure to stop at our house and pay a little visit. I'm not sure they were so concerned about the reindeer stopping as they were a little more concerned about the person that the reindeer were pulling, making their stop. So yeah, we used to do that. But that's pretty cool, Rich Cat. Can you find it on Fire TV, Cliff, talking about Australian Survivor? Patty W, I'm sure you can. Just do a little Googling and figure out, because, again, I'm not really sure just yet. All right. Cliff, Friday Night Lights. See, I'm trying to get caught up. Have I ever been to Sioux Falls, South Dakota? Star Sam. No, Sioux Falls is one of the states that I have never been to. There's a lot of oil and gas up in the Bakken Shale and all that, which is up in that neck of the woods, but I've never been up there. I'd love to. I've put it on the list. If I go up there, Star, I'll holler at you and you can show me around a little bit. How about that? All right. South Lake Carroll has a great swim team, too. Oh, that's cool. All right. Cliff, what is your absolutely favorite show on TV, not reality TV. Ah, Patty, that's a tough one. Uh, I'll throw out a few that I've enjoyed over the years. I like Battlestar Galactica when it was on the Sci-Fi Channel. I love The Walking Dead when it was on. Not as much these last few seasons, but when it first started, I love that. Some of the sitcoms I like. I love Ted Lasso, which is on Netflix. Bull on CBS. I really like that just because it makes you think. It's you kind of have to follow along and figure it out. It's like the modern day version of Perry Mason. I love Bull. Uh, and then there's some of the sitcoms like King of Queens. Everybody Loves Raymond. Some of those kind of sitcoms I always enjoy as well. Big Bang Theory I liked, and now we watch Young Sheldon, which I like. Young Sheldon takes place in Texas, kind of about when I was growing up in Texas. Maybe he's a little younger, but not too much. So have a lot of like, oh yeah, I remember when we did that or whatever. So yeah, those are some of my favorites. Michelle Moore saying, "Is the tree real?" Well, it's real somewhere, I assume, but that's not my tree. Now I've just got a background, but doesn't look so warm and toasty. Now here's the thing: it's 80 something. It's supposed to be 80 degrees on Christmas Day, so we're not going to be having a whole lot of fires in the fireplace down here in Texas. This is a little more toasty than we need. It is so hot. I put up all my decorations wearing just shorts and a t-shirt. But I was so proud. All the outdoor decorations, all the lights were put up, all the lights going along, all the trees and everything else. And by God, it wasn't but a couple of days later. And we came home from doing some shopping. It was nighttime. The timer kicked on. Half the lights weren't working. I was like, how is that? How can I take light? Now, some of them don't even seem to last a year. But some of these lights were like brand new lights I just bought. And they're already out on me. So I started having to chase along, feeling along, thinking, well, maybe a bulb broke or something like that. And I start finding all these little spots where the wire is cut in two. Someone has cut the wire in our tree, which has caused half the lights to turn off, which kind of made me mad, as you can imagine, right? But then I find out, no, there's no Grinch, there's no anti-Christmas vandal running around our neighborhood. You know who cut these wires? Squirrels. The squirrels that I love to see up in the trees. I don't have any problem with squirrels. The squirrels all running around up and down the trees apparently decided that those old green wires that we use on the lights give off just the proper aroma to remind them of acorns or something. I don't know how that works out, but they chewed through my lights in several different areas. If the lights were on when they did it, they may. I'm going to look for the squirrels got the frizzy hair because I'll know who's responsible, but the lights weren't on during the day. They just chewed right through it. So, I'm so mad. Some of them I went in and spliced up with electrical tape and everything else. Others were too high up in the trees. I just said, squirrels can have it. So, yeah, I had problems with bees last year. Y'all have heard that story, right? Bees in the front porch area. We had to get a beekeeper out to fix and all that. But I kind of had my thing with the bees. They left. They aren't bothering me. I'm not bothering them anymore. And now I got to deal with the squirrels. So that'll be my battle next spring, I guess. Because I don't like them eating my lights. Michelle, have you been to Wisconsin? No, but I'd love to just to go see a Packers game and visit. I'd love to go to Green Bay and see a little bit of Wisconsin. I just haven't. I've been all over the world. And I was talking to Tommy and Christy about this at Hearts Rail. I've been all over the world, but I just haven't been more up north from the eastern seaboard, go all the way across. And just haven't been up there much yet. So, yeah, put Wisconsin on the list as well. Mark saying, what Big Brother players did you run into on your trip? All right, let's go back to Hearts Rally. I kind of got sidetracked with some Christmas on that, which is fine, given the time of year. So what Big Brother players did I meet? Who did I not meet? All right, so with Big Brother and here's how it worked. We got there, and there were a lot of parties in the hotel area that were all just everyone meeting and hanging out and talking and just having a blast. But then we also, we had one afternoon where we went over to Give Kids a World of Village, and a whole bunch of people had bought tickets, and they were able to come inside, and we signed all kinds of stuff, and they bought photos with us, and it was a big fundraiser. In fact, I heard we raised over $250,000 for Give Kids a World, which an amazing charity. So I'm so happy to have been a part of that. So we did that. we got to meet some of the former kids and families who had gone through the Wish program, and incredible people. I got to take a tour of this facility, which is look it up. It's online. Give kid GKTW, I think .org. And it's just cool. I've got 170 something villas, I think, where all these families can stay at for free with their critically ill children. The whole family gets to go to see the different theme parks and hang around this. They've got all kinds of rides and miniature golf at this facility. It's just cool. So we did some of that. But in terms of the Big Brother and other reality people that we met, primarily while we're at the hotel, for my season, Big Brother 2021, it was me, obviously. It was me and Nicole and Ovi and Sam and Christy and Tommy, Jessica, Holly, and Sis. David was supposed to be there. He had some travel issues and some canceled flights, and it just ended up not working out. So I missed David. I saw him in August at the Celebrity Big Brother fight. I was hoping to see him again. It didn't work out. But so as a result, I think that's 9 of ours from our cast that showed up. So I had seen Nicole and Kat after our season when we went to Canada together, but that was still way back in 2019. And I hadn't seen any of the rest of them in person since the Big Brother, our season. So it'd been forever. So it was so great seeing them. I love seeing them. From Big Brother 23, the entire cast from 23 was there except for Claire and Derek X and Whitney. And they were, Claire and Derek X, I think, were off on vacation in Mexico somewhere. You know, they're dating, right? But they were off doing that, and I think Whitney's got kids at home that she's having to take care of. But the rest of the cast was there. They're such incredible people. I took pictures with a lot of them, and just enjoyed hanging out with them. Xavier won $500,000, and yet he's the most chill, laid-back guy. Just a fun guy. I sat on a bus and talked forever to Ozza. We talked game because she's been accused of playing a little too much honesty and not always playing as cutthroat as people thought she should have and all that. And I kind of got burned by trusting people too much as well. So she and I talked, and she's so nice. I love talking to her. Talk to Kylan. He's a nice guy. It's funny. You see people who are on the show, and like Kylan, he kind of got bad at it. I don't know. You see things. I made fun when I did the previews or the recaps that he would just talk forever to people and all that, which he did. And Derek Frazier, people called him out on a few things. But you talk to them in person where they're not in front of the cameras, and it's not everyone fighting each other for $500,000. And it's just amazing how nice every single person on that cast was. And it's cool how well they were getting along with each other. So I saw them. Other cast I saw that was there, I met Donnie and Kevin, two other older players who were kind of some of my inspirations when I played the game. Met both of them. They're just nice guys. It's fun people to hang around with, and we need to go on a show together, the three of us or something. Just the old guys go conquer the world or something. It'd be kind of fun. But hung out with them a little bit. Met Evil Dick, who you never know what kind of evil dick you're gonna get. He can be such a bitter, cynical person and calling people out when he's online and all that. But you get him one-on-one, and he's a nice guy. He's just the evil dick is just evil dick, right? And I'll just leave it at that. But met all of them. That's just Big Brother. Now, we gave Nicole a hard time because she said if they do a photo shoot with all the Big Brother All-Stars, I'm the only person here. She was. No one wanted an All-Star picture with just Nicole. I may have gotten a picture, but I can get pictures with her anyway. But now, we didn't have as many of the old Big Brother players there, but Survivor had a lot. Survivor had a lot of people that was so fun. I told you about meeting Sandra and Sarah. Wendell was there. Rick Devens was there. Rick Devens is hilarious. I just liked hanging with Rick. We were having some fun hanging with him. I saw Ethan Zahn was there. Glad to see Ethan's doing well. He had some health battles of his own. Ben the Cowboy. Remember, Ben won. I've never hung out with more millionaires in my life as hanging out with all these Survivor winners. Adam Klein, he and I sat there and talked for a long time, and such a nice guy. I told him, he said, I don't know if you know me. I was Adam from Survivor. I said, yeah, I know exactly who you are. Your mom, you had the storyline of playing, and her being sick and all that. One of my personal favorites was Adam. So cool meeting him. Johnny Fairplay was there. Took some pictures with Johnny. I need to post some of those. I just with the dog and all. I just hadn't gotten around to it. But Johnny was there. It's interesting hearing some of his stories. Janet was there. Corbin, Elaine Stott, and I'm leaving out so many as well. And then we also had Fessy and Josh were there. You know, the big brother, but also they're kind of representing the challenge. Nelson was there, which was cool. Man, I talked to him. He was still in the finale when I talked to him, so he couldn't really tell me anything. But yeah, he was just a nice guy. So yeah, a lot of those. And then who else? There were multiple players from the Circle, from Naked and Afraid. Pirate Master. I don't know if y'all remember that girl named Kendra who was on Pirate Master, which only played for half a season before they canceled it. She was there. We spent a long time talking about pirates and everything. That was kind of cool. From the Circle, Shuby. Y'all remember Shuby from season 1? He is just a lot of fun. He was out there hanging out with everyone. Friendliest guy you could ever imagine. A couple times we looked out and he's hanging out with people that aren't even part of the Hearts of Reality. He's just doing his own thing. By the end of the weekend, he had pretty much completely lost his voice. Couldn't even talk because, and I had the same thing. I was getting a little hoarse at the end. It's just cool because I was a fan of reality TV way before I went on reality TV. So I just walked around this whole weekend just like this, going up to people's hotel rooms and they're all hanging out. Yeah, I walk in and Donnie's sitting there hanging out with Wendell and they're drinking beers. Hey, Cliff, come on in. And Donnie's out in the hallways. There are a lot of WWE people there. And Donnie was suitably impressed with them. He was like, hey, you know what? He used to be a wrestler. That guy's a wrestler. I just saw him last Tuesday night. And, yeah, Donnie, you're big into wrestling, aren't you? So, yeah, we had a blast at Arts Reality. I can't wait to do it again. Again, we raised a lot of money, which is the most important part. But it was also nice getting to just see everyone, meet all these people I've seen on TV and everything. So it was pretty cool. All right, Sonny saying, squirrels chew up wires all the time. Yeah, I'm figuring that out at this point. I don't know, how do you fix it? I'm not going to pay to get steel insulated wires or anything else. I don't know. Maybe I just need to leave the lights on full time. Maybe the first time someone bites into one, there's electricity going through. They'll think twice about biting the wire a second time, right? I mean, that may be a solution. But I also don't want to be known as a squirrel killer in the neighborhood or anything. You see me coming out some morning and a half a dozen squirrels laying around, hopefully stunned in the yard. But yeah, so I got to figure something else out. Maybe I'll just put up, I don't know. Maybe when I put up the lights, I also need to put a big tray of bird seed out or something and give the squirrels something more to go after than my wires. They'll go after the seed before they go after old chewy green wire, right? I don't know. I got to figure something out because I was not happy at all. But it is what it is. Moss saying, Cliff, have you listened to Trans-Siberian Orchestra? Yeah, I have. I like some of the. Is that considered classical? Kind of. I mean, yeah, there's orchestra in the name, right? Yeah, I like the classic Christmas songs from the 40s and the 50s. Gene Autry singing Rudolph and things like that. But I like the orchestra too. It's one tradition we always have is typically on Christmas Eve. We'll watch the Christmas service, the midnight mass service from Vatican City, and this big impressive facility and the music and all the people. It just kind of brings home Christmas, and I feel the same way when you hear like Trans-Siberian and some of these that play the big orchestral type Christmas music. It's kind of cool. So we got that. All right, let's see what else. Alex Hill, did you poke fun at Fessy about eating on the challenge? Not this time, but back in August at the Celebrity Big Brother, I may have mentioned once or twice that that I was curious what kind of eating regime he had getting trained for his fighting and all of that. I've given him a hard time, and I've said it over and over again. If he ever makes it to a final, they better have the most disgusting eating challenge that you have ever seen on the challenge, because now we know what his Achilles heel is. And Lord knows, if someone finds out what your Achilles heel is on any of these reality TV programs, they're there to exploit it, right? So, now I didn't give him too much of a hard time on this one. I kind of left him alone since he got booted from the season early and all that. I figured I wasn't going to tease Fessy too much about it, but Fessy's a good guy. Fessy's big. I didn't realize till I stood next to him just how tall and muscular he was. I can see why he played football and did so well at it. Maureen Carroll, were there any Big Brother Canada at Hearts Rally? No, there weren't. And I'm not sure. This is the first one I went to. So I don't know if it's because maybe still some travel restrictions in place, or people weren't certain if there would be restrictions in place when they were trying to book their travel, or it's just more of a U.S. focused type thing. I don't know. I met some of the BB Canada people at the celebrity fight, and they're all nice. I had a blast hanging with them. They were a lot of fun. Spicy V and Julie Vu and a bunch of others. So yeah, Madeline and all. Yeah, there weren't any there though. So I don't know. I'm curious to see if I go back the next year and see how many people, the same people, show up over and over again, and how many people maybe just show up, once and then that's it. And I don't know, but it was fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next year already. Amanda, have you been by George Bush's ranch? Can you see it from the road? I think his ranch is way over. Maybe up in the Panda, Crawford, Texas. No, I haven't been by it. Here's the thing with ranches in Texas, Amanda. There's a lot of ranches that are huge, and you may not even know it from the road that you're even passing by a single ranch. There's just a bunch of cattle out there, and you never can tell. I have a feeling George Bush's ranch may have a little extra protection that I just do not get called out or challenged if I drive a little too close. Yeah. You drive onto their spread, and someone may notice it, which isn't always the case in some of the other end. There's huge ranches down here. You can drive for days and still be on a single ranch. It's a big state. Ma saying, how's Daisy? Ma, Daisy didn't make it. She passed away that night, and we talked a little bit about it, but she was a good dog. All right, let's see. I saw a picture of Tiffany. Yeah, Ma, I took a picture of Tiffany. She was wearing my cowboy hat, and she was. That was a great picture. That's why I posted one of the first ones, because it's just pretty cool. I told Tiffany, I said, man, of all the people that played on the season, you're one or two that I really need to see come back on another season of Big Brother, because she was such a strategist. I'd love to see her play again where there isn't so much societal pressure from the Cookout Alliance and everything that she's having to deal with so many other expectations. I'd like to see her just give free reign to get out there and play as cutthroat as you want to be and all of that. So, yeah, I love talking to Tiffany a little bit. Her son was there with her. It's kind of cool to see her being in the Tiffany, the mother role, as opposed to just Tiffany, the person that we saw on TV. So, yeah, it was cool. Sonny, this Jewish girl going to have Chinese food for Christmas dinner, our tradition. That sounds pretty good. And then when you talk about Chinese food for Christmas dinner, all I can think about is A Christmas Story, right? Yeah, maybe y'all have seen that once or twice on TV, right? Probably so, since they show it. It's probably already going 24 hours a day on one of these channels. Seems like it always does for the week ahead. But yeah, whenever I think Chinese food, I think of A Christmas Story there at the end. But no, that's the thing. That's what I like about the fact that we've got so many different kind of holidays for different religions and everything. They just kind of overlap a little bit. I mentioned Kwanzaa. I mentioned Hanukkah. I mentioned Christmas. I didn't mention Festivus. You got to celebrate Festivus too, right? But no, hey, welcome aboard. Enjoy your Chinese dinner. There's no wrong answer. I love Chinese food, so I'll eat it any day of the week as well. I may eat a little ham first on Christmas Day, but then I may move on to a little Chinese food a little bit later as well. God, 7:52 already. Man, guys, that was lots to talk about considering I missed last week. Sam Mitchell from Survivor Australian Outback is from Sioux Falls. He's super nice. Well, now, how interesting is that you could start off in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and somehow make your way all the way around to the other side of the world and compete in a reality TV show? You never know where this world's going to take you, right? Lauren saying, do you hate Nate on Ted Lasso? I like all the characters on Ted Lasso. They were whatever. I want to see how those storylines go. I guess they're doing season 3, right? I want to see how they resolve some of this stuff, because they definitely had a little bad blood at the end and everything, which I wasn't expecting. I love season 1 of Ted Lasso. Season 2, there are a couple episodes I was like, yeah, and then some others I really enjoyed. It was a little hot and cold. So we'll see what season 3 does. I don't want to throw out any spoilers though, so I'm not going to talk about too much. And Michelle Moore saying, Do you watch 1,000 Pound Sisters? Yeah, I can't say I have, but give me enough Christmas dinner, and I may be joining the cast at this rate and time. And the same thing, I'll rewatch The Sopranos. Awesome show, one of the best shows ever. I agree. You can't mention Sopranos without me thinking of the theme song immediately. Probably the best part of that whole. Not that the rest of the show wasn't great, but the theme song was just perfect. That's what I think of when I hear Sopranos. Eggnog or hot chocolate? Paula, I am not a huge eggnog fan. For those who like it, go for it. But I'll take hot chocolate any day of the week. Make it with a little water, or you put it right in with milk and just make me some hot chocolate milk, and I am perfectly fine. So I love eggs. Don't get me wrong. I eat a lot of eggs. That was a hard thing in the Big Brother house. You could only eat. We only had like a dozen or two eggs per week. If you ran out, that was it. You talk about people getting mad at you if suddenly they want to fix something and there's no eggs for the ingredients or whatever. No, not a good way to go. But not a huge fan of the eggnog. Maybe I need to give it another shot, but maybe not. Let's see. Chaz saying, just watching my Browns heartbreaking loss. Yeah, Chaz, well, whatever. I've always been sympathetic to the Cleveland Browns. It hadn't been a great franchise so long, but hey, I'm cheered for the Texans, so you got no sympathy from me this year. I'm going through a 3-11 season or something right now, so yeah. Browns aren't the only ones that occasionally have some bad seasons. All right, let's see. What else am I looking at? Will the pictures be on your website? No, I don't know, Mark. I don't really have a website per se, but I'll try to post them on social media and stuff. I just was kind of taking a break from social media a little bit, just because busy with Christmas and dealing with little stuff at home and all with the dog and all, as you can understand. Where are you on the birth order list of Big Brother players? Has there been an older player? Rich Cat Ranch asked. Well, Jerry from season 10, I think 10. I could be wrong. Correct me if I am, but Jerry was 72 years old or something when he was on there. So now he's definitely the oldest ever. Am I the second oldest? I really ought to know that by heart, but I think Kevin was maybe 1 year older than I was. So he's probably second, and then I'm guessing I'm third. And then Rennie's somewhere up there, and Donnie really isn't that old. He just was the oldest person in his cast. So we got that. All right, let's see what else we got here. 7:56. We'll shut it down pretty quick. But Ma's saying, I love the pirate theme on Pearl Islands. My favorite part of Pearl Island Survivor, Rupert. We get to see Rupert for the very first time. He goes, takes the other team's shoes. He trades them away for food or utensils, or he just gives them away. I don't remember, but I loved Rupert from the very first time I saw him, and what a perfect season for him to show up on. Now, Hearts of Reality, we had to dress up as pirates or princesses or superheroes for one party one evening. And I dressed up, had black vest and a pirate hat and everything. I think y'all saw it from last week when I was doing a promo for the show before things happened. I had some of that on there. So, yeah, we had fun. I got my Halloween costume for next year. But, yeah, I loved Rupert and Pearl Islands. That was old school Survivor back then, right? All right, let's see. I'm trying to get caught up, guys. We'll do it as quick as we can. Julie DeVoe deserved to go further. She would have been interesting on that show. She is something else. Tiffany deserved to be a finalist. I agree. I think she played a little too hard a few times, Ma. I think that may have hurt her game a little bit. But yeah, she's a good player. Absolutely like that. Celebrating festive with the big salad and some soup. All right, well, Lindsay, soup sounds pretty good. All right, I'm trying to get caught up. Woke up this morning after The Sopranos. I love that. Tom Brady was shut out last night. I saw that. He was not very happy. He threw an iPad on the sidelines and yelled at a coach for the Saints. So, yeah, not Tom Brady's best season either, or at least not last night. That's be a weird NFL season. All right. Let's see. Kevin was born August 7th, 1961. Thank you, Ma. All right, so Jerry in season 10 is the oldest. I knew that, Maureen. Thank you for that. And then Kevin was born 61, so he's about 4 years older than I am. So no, I'm not the oldest. I'm not the second oldest. But when I'm in a house with a whole bunch of people in their 20s, it certainly makes you feel old a little bit, except for me. I felt like I was 25 the whole time I was in there, except maybe when I had to do some twerking, and then maybe I felt a little bit older than that. But no, I'm one of the older ones, right? We'll just leave it at that. All right, what else have we got? 7:58. Wow, guys. So quick. All right, let's see. What else did I miss out on? Hearts Reality. I could go on with that a little bit more forever and ever. I'd talk way too long on that. Here's what was fun about that, though. Quick little nutshell. I stayed up all night long one night talking with Nicole and Ovi about our alliance and how we would have played the game. And Nicole and I shared what our final two speeches would have been if we were up against each other or against someone else. And we just talked about everything that went on that we never really had a chance to talk about. Then the next night, I stayed up all night long talking to Tommy and Holly about our game and learning things. I told Tommy all the stuff that went into deciding between him and Holly, and he told me stuff, and Holly told me stuff. Tommy told me that under no circumstances was he taking me anywhere, that Nicole would always stay longer than I would, which I knew. What I didn't know was that Holly said, yeah, you pretty much, Mickey and I were going to get you as quick as possible as well, Cliff. We didn't want you sticking around. No one wanted me to go to a final two, which I guess I ought to consider as a compliment, but I didn't realize that people looked at my game like that while I was inside the house. But we just stayed up forever talking about Big Two, how I would have done a final two eviction speech in front of the jury if I was there against Tommy or if I was there against Nicole. Just fun decompressing and talking about our season. A couple of years removed, so we were able to talk about it without some of the same emotions and everything else. So did that. I got to meet Nicole's boyfriend, a really nice guy. I got to meet Tommy's boyfriend, really nice guy. I got to meet Christy's girlfriend, which now I got to meet Christy's wife, because if you didn't know, Christy and Jamie, her girlfriend, got married today. Yes, indeed. They got married. They're going to have a ceremony a little bit later, but they got married today. And so congratulations to them. I'm so happy for all my fellow house guests that are finding love and joy and passion and everything else. So it's pretty cool. All right, guys. 8 o'clock. It is Christmas week, so I sure don't want to go any longer than 8 o'clock, because I know y'all have got presents to wrap and trees to decorate and everything else. So we'll go ahead and shut it down. But again, thank y'all for the support last week. Sorry it was only a 1 minute long show, but I'm sure y'all understand. Y'all have a fantastic Christmas, have a fantastic holiday season. Spend as much time as you can with friends and family and loved ones. Make sure they know how you feel. And remember, gifts are important and everything else, but it's all about family and friends, right? It's all about the relationships is the most important thing. And so keep that in mind. Y'all have a Merry Christmas, friends. I love y'all all so much. SKD143, love my wife, love my kids, love all of y'all out there as well. Be careful, be safe, enjoy the holidays. And again, I'll probably be back next Monday. And if not, I'll let you know. So until then, guys, y'all have a great one. Merry Christmas. Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas. Cheers, my friends. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye. SKD143.